WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. County by county unemployment numbers for the month of August are out, and once again, DuBois County leads the way with the state's lowest unemployment mark. The county's August rate came in at 3.3%, which is 0.1% lower than Indianapolis suburb Hamilton County, who came in at 3.4%. Statewide, Indiana's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate fell slightly to 4.5% in August, which is a 0.1 percentage point drop from July and from the same month a year ago. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development says that the state set all-time highs last month in total labor force at 3.38 million people and a total of employed workers at 3.23 million. It says that Indiana's labor force has increased by less than 79,000 people this year and nearly 200,000 since January 2013. It says the largest job growth occupied in professional and also business services and leisure and hospitality. Those gains were partially offset by losses in construction, manufacturing, and trade, transportation, and also utilities. Now locally, as we mentioned, DuBois County once again led the state with the lowest unemployment rate last month. Others include Daviess County, whose August rate was at 3.6%, Martin came in at 4.1%, Spencer at 4.2%, Warwick at 4.4%, Pike County's rate last month was 4.7%, Perry 4.9%, Orange 5.2%, and Crawford County came in at 5.6%. Greene County had the state's highest unemployment rate last month at 6.6%. Wednesday evening, the Jasper City Council conducted a series of public hearings followed by the approval of resolutions and ordinances related to those hearings. The four public hearing topics varied from an approving of a resolution of a tax amendment for real estate property concerning Empire Enterprises LLC and Vine Street Lofts LLC to and ordinances that vacates a public utility and drainage estimate in Brookstone Estate III. Next on the ordinance received approval that allows for the additional money to be allocated to the city for the remainder of the 2016 fiscal year. And lastly, two additional ordinances that appropriates funds for the city's 2017 budget, and one that levies taxes and fixes the rate of the taxation for the city for the fiscal year ending on December 31st, 2017. Councilwoman Nancy Eckerly expressed her concern in regards to the budget process and suggested that having a third meeting this time around would have helped to reevaluate decisions from the second so that all figures correlated with each other and that all council members came to a total agreement on the results presented at Wednesday night's meeting. Councilman John Bell, however, noted that perhaps the council does not need a third session and that 2 days was appropriate. He says the council just needs to have more clarification and that there is room for improvement, where at the end of the day, they could debrief and summarize what went well and what to use for the following year's budget processes. Mayor Terry Seitz expressed his appreciation to the council and the clerk-treasurer office for their dedicated time and professionalism during this year's budget session. Wednesday night at the Jasper Armory, the 1st Battalion 151st Infantry held the opening ceremony for the Remembering Our Fallen Hoosiers Memorial Wall. Keynote speaker was retired Lance Corporal Tina Moriarty of the Southern Indiana Leathernecks of the Marine Corps League. The invocation and benediction were given by Staff Sergeant Eric Vonderheide, along with a dedication speech given in honor of lost servicemen and women by VFW member Steve Bartles. The POW table that was honored in the opening ceremony speeches, known as the Missing Man Table, are also known as the Fallen Comrade Table. The table can be found during memorial services honoring fallen, missing, or imprisoned service members. The table is most commonly seen in military dining facilities to commemorate those who are lost. Speaker Steve Bartles is a Vietnam veteran and a member of the Jasper BFW. Bartles acts as the POW and also MIA chairman for the VFW by speaking at events remembering soldiers who have been lost and their families and loved ones who still search for answers. He shared on the meaning of the items placed on the table and what each item represents and remembering comrades who have not made it home. The Boy Scouts presented colors and also led the Pledge of Allegiance, which was followed by an invocation given by Staff Sergeant Eric Vonderheide. Staff Sergeant Eric Vonderheide, Company Human Resources Manager with the Indiana National Guard stationed at the Jasper National Guard Armory, is a member of the DuBois County Veteran Council and aided in the organization of bringing the memorial to DuBois County. During the opening ceremony, retired Marine Lance Corporal Tina Moriarty gave a speech honoring those who had sacrificed their all. She also spoke on what this memorial means and never forgetting our servicemen and women. Moriarty organized and also worked closely with all of the local veteran organizations to bring the fallen Hoosier Memorial to our county. Moriarty explained in Du Bois County how the veteran organizations come together for events such as this one.
Most communities, most counties will have several service organizations. They'll have an American Legion, a VFW, maybe a Navy Club, DAV, all these different organizations that all have their own way of doing things. They're all made up of service members. Some of them are branch specific, some of them are a blend. They have different requirements to get into their club, and usually they each do their own thing. But in our county, all these groups have come together to work on projects that are important and help serve the whole community, like Memorial Day, Veterans Day, keeping the van going, provide donations for that. It's just not a usual thing to have all these groups work together and kind of overcome their different way of doing things and agree.
Remembering Our Fallen Hoosier Memorial Wall is a traveling exhibit that was brought to the area by the Du Bois County Veterans Council. The wall honors Indiana servicemen and women who died defending America in the War on Terror. There are 151 Indiana soldiers honored on the memorial wall, along with 13 more soldiers who died after returning home. It also honors those who have ties to the Hoosier State. The memorial wall holds 2 Du Bois County Marines who were lost in battle, Corporal Eric R. Leakin, and also in 2006, and also Lance Corporal Alec Trawiski in 2012. Moriarty shared why the memorial wall is a key component in remembering a soldier's sacrifice and why not forgetting servicemen and women is very important.
All these men and women who the age I kept saying was 21, they're young, and they've died in service to our country. They've died to help keep America free, and it's just very important to not forget there are still people out there doing this. Like Steve Bartles said, they will never truly be gone until they are forgotten. So it's important that we remember our soldiers, our sailors, our Marines, our Air Force, our Guard, whether they're recent from the War on Terror or whether they're from World War II, Korea. It's important to remember what these people have done for us.
The wall tells the story of these young men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for their country, loved ones, and family. This is displayed through a collage of photographs. There are also notes posted from loved ones next to the pictures of the soldiers. Some of the soldiers are pictured holding their newborns, while other pictures are of soldiers themselves as young, bright-eyed children. Past servicemen and women, along with the public, are of course invited to remember these soldiers and come and give their respects to the sacrifice paid for the sacred ideas and freedoms of our nation. The Jasper Chamber of Commerce said the 63rd annual meeting will be held as a luncheon this year, and the gathering is set for next Thursday, September the 29th at Clubhouse 61, located in Jasper. This luncheon will begin at 11:30 and is followed by the meeting itself with presentations and the keynote speaker. The Jasper Chamber of Commerce is comprised of board members and 2 staff positions. Those staff positions include Executive Director Nancy Eckerly and Office Manager Tina Vall. At this time, the outgoing Chamber President, Craig Hanman, will recognize board members and other officers who served during the 2016 term. Craig will also make the presentation of the annual President's Community Excellence Award, and the 2017 board president, officers, and new board members will be introduced and also recognized. Now, this award is given annually to any of the individuals in our community who have given of his or herself in a variety of ways in order to make a difference. And the award is always a surprise to the recipient, and it is such a great honor to recognize the work of an individual who has contributed to the success of the Jasper community. The Jasper Chamber is pleased to have representatives of the Jasper Public Library and the Jasper Arts Center give a presentation on the proposed Jasper Cultural Center, as well as the keynote speaker for the Chamber's annual meeting. Attendees will have the opportunity to hear about this project as the topic is titled The Jasper Cultural Center, Get the Facts. This is a chance to hear about the project and to also learn of the details and also to see what are some of the associated costs. Tickets for the annual chamber meeting are priced at $30 each or $220 for a table of 8. Reservations may be made by calling the chamber at 812-482-6866 or send them an email at chamber@jasperin.org. Of course, deadline for reservations for the luncheon are tomorrow, September the 23rd. Make sure to keep it right here because up next we'll take a look at your weather summary.